vision, and thank you for the kind words. I so appreciate you. I am thrilled to be on here this morning. I loved hearing from you, Luis, all about the energy in our Latin countries, especially specifically Mexico, and of course all the comfort zone, and shared something with me that has completely changed my life. And because of that, I will never forget that, and I will continue to run and try to bless as many people as I can, as fast as I can, because I know we have something so extraordinary. What I also know, over this last year, I want to share with you my story. I want to share with you my journey. I'm going to be really transparent. And with some of the struggles, some of the things I've uncovered about myself, and all that really led up to this massive recruiting mission that I've been on personally. And so I'm going to take you back a little bit. But before I do that, what I want to say here, you guys, our new reports are golden. If you have not taken the time to go in your back office and look at the new boxes, I call them gift boxes because these are truly gifts to us to help us see where our business is at today, what's exactly happening, what happened the prior month, the month before, in terms of what customers have stopped ordering, how many new customers have ordered, and where we are, where that actually equals out. And I think about this mission that I've been on for this last year, and I think about how much more powerful I could have even been and more effective I could have been had I had this information. This information is fueling me. So not only just for the customer perspective, but also for the brand partner recruiting. How many are coming in? How many are not ordering anymore? And what's happening there? And what it's given to me is absolute total clarity within my organization, which has freed up that wonder, where am I, what's going on? And it's given me the fuel and the energy to really know exactly where to focus. And what I mean by that is, if you look at it, you can see for yourself the big overview. But as I go into my top leaders, I can see exactly where it leaked, where it gained, who might need help, and everything else in between. So not only does it give you clarity to see where you are, but it gives you the information that you need to go in and help the leaders on your team and show them how to see with clarity what's happening on each of their teams. So I hope you guys are using these reports. They have lit, I already have a fire. Those of you that have been around me and have been watching my journey recently know I am just on fire, but this has even lit a bigger fire. So just want to take you back. So about a year ago, I attended a seminar, and in that seminar, I learned lots of things, right? I'm constantly learning, I'm constantly growing, I'm constantly working on myself. But specifically, I'm constantly working on my headspace, because I know that that's where all of it begins. If you heard me speak in Long Beach and in Indianapolis, you heard me talk about fear, and I know that fear is something that gets in my way as just the same as it does with a brand new baby brand partner. So I went to the seminar, and I heard something there that hit me like a ton of bricks. And the speaker was talking about recruiting 10 people in 30 days. And I thought, oh my gosh, that would be awesome, right? We've always heard, if you're down emotionally, go out and recruit somebody. If your numbers aren't where they want to be, go out and recruit somebody. It's really the antidote for any issue or problem that we're having in our business. And we have an incredible customer retention program. And I really believe that having a massive customer base is the foundation to our business. But today I want to talk about building the business, because if you really want to build this business, not only should we all be recruiting, but we also need to be teaching the recruiting into our teams. I also am very clear personally that if I'm not sharpening my axe, I am not effective at telling other people to recruit. So taking you back to what I heard in this nugget was recruit. What if this whole philosophy was, what if you recruited 10 people in a 30-day period? And then you took those 10 people and you helped them to get their business started. And you took the next, excuse me, 90 days to work with them, to build them, to teach them, to train them, to hold them by the hand, to help them build their team. And then the following period, so quarterly, basically, you would do it again. But you would have to be filling your funnel during those 90 days, right? You'd have to be filling with Class A prospects somehow, because recruiting 10 people in a 30-day period doesn't just happen, okay? So what if you did that? And then you recruited another 10 people in that next 30-day period, and you took the next 90 days to keep filling your Class A, filling your Class A, filling your Class A to get that next 10 people. And you did this 4 times in a year. And what would it look like? Well, if I did this 4 times in a year, I would recruit 40 people personally in a year, every year. And I thought to myself, that is just brilliant. That is amazing. And then, of course, the fear side of my brain told me every reason why I couldn't do this, right? Why this was just not possible. And so I began to really think about this, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I know I can do it. And you guys, here's what I know that I know that I know. Every single one of you on this call is a leader. Every single one of you on this call knows how to recruit. Every single one of you on this call, including me, has recruited in the past, or you couldn't be where you are today. There's no way, because we would have had to recruit our first 3. By the way, my language is never recruit your 3. It's always recruit your first 3, because I want people to be thinking beyond those 3, right? So we've all demonstrated that we can do it. We've also demonstrated that we know how to get people started. And the evidence of that is we have a team that's working, right? We can do it. There's not one person on here that can't do it. And I thought about this, and I thought, you know, I can do it. What I found was, so I affectionately called my year bringing in the class of 2020. Well, I started out 2019, but I've now shifted that, because this is all about the class of 2020 for all of us on this call right now. So we have roughly, I don't even know how many days. Let's see, we've got, call it 40, something like that. We have roughly 40 days left in the year. Where do you want to be by the end of the year? What do you want for your team in the year to come? And this is the time to start setting it up. So I began this journey. My mindset is, our mindset now, bringing in the class of 2020. So I began to talk about it. One of the first things I did, I talked to my leaders. I said, hey, I heard this, this seminar. A couple of my leaders were at the seminar with me, and all of us had this aha moment. So I began to talk to my other leaders. What if we recruited 10 people in the course of 30 days? What if we could do that? What would it look like for our business? How are we going to do it? What are we going to do? And I thought, the only way that this is going to happen if I do it, and I do it first, because of course I want everybody to go with me, but I can't do it. I can't pioneer it. I can't expect anyone to come unless I prove that it can be done. So I talked about it to everyone everywhere. I began saying, I'm going to recruit 10 people in a 30-day period of time. When I began doing this transparently, you guys, I had no Class A prospects, because somewhere in the process, I had let that whole thing go. I had stopped really working on the recruiting side of my business. And it hit me like a ton of bricks that here I was doing leadership calls, doing coaching calls with people on my team. And I would say to them, okay, if you have 2 hours to work your Neora business, or 30 minutes, or 3 hours, or 5 hours, or you're working it full time, whatever it is, if you have, let's just say 2 hours of your day to work your Neora business, and your team isn't calling you for 3-way calls, booking you for 3-way calls, sit downs, RRPs, Zooming in, whatever, training, game plan calls, whatever, if they're not booking you 100% of that 2 hours, then every other minute that they're not booking you needs to be in personal recruiting. And here I am saying this, and here I am training on this, and here I am teaching on this, and I am not doing it myself. So transparently, I had to really take a look at what was I doing. I also uncovered something that was happening in the fear department. In the fear department was the, oh my gosh, what if I start telling everybody I'm going to do this and I fall short? I'm the leader, I can't fall short. In the fear department was another thing that I was finding in my head. The other thing in the fear department was, what if I actually do recruit 10 people in a 30-day period? And what if I don't have enough time to get them started? And what if I can't get them started quickly and right to get them a belief check? What if I'm traveling or distracted and I just can't get to them, right? I don't want to set myself up or them up for failure. So I started with considering a plan that would be skill proof and fear proof for the brand new person to help get them started faster in a game plan call. I'm going to share that with you today too. So how did I get started? I got started thinking about effectiveness. I got started thinking that I would have to be in all out massive action. And I got started with this philosophy that I look at every day, I see every day, I wrote it down, and it's literally at the forefront of my mind. And it's this: think bigger, move faster, reinvent, rebuild, reinforce. Think bigger, move faster, reinvent, rebuild, reinforce, massive action, massive action. So I knew that I knew that I knew, with a locomotive that was absolutely at stopped position, which was me in the recruiting side of my business, I needed to get it going. And so as I first started working on this and thinking about how I could effectively, as I'm working on things, I'm always thinking, how could I effectively train it? Am I doing something that I can train my team? Can it duplicate? And so in doing this, I began thinking, okay, I've got all my warm market. I've got Facebook, which is cold, a lot of cold market. I segregated my personal, I have a Facebook page and a business page, which came later. You don't need a business page now, but that came later because I had more than 5,000 friends. But in my 5,000 friends, I realized many of them were Neora. Many of them were all the same people were coming through my newsfeed. They were team people that I was commenting on. They were commenting on me. So one of the first things I did was take the social media boot camp to my head, to my business, and I segregated everybody non-Neora in my list. And when I post on my personal page, I'm posting non-Neora. When somebody likes something on my personal page, I immediately talk to them, because these are people that have been in my cold market. When I'm working on Facebook, I go to my friends list. The people at the bottom of my friends list are the people I have not communicated with. I take 5 to 10 of them a day. I communicate. I comment on their posts. Very, very, very intentional. And so I'm sifting, I'm sorting, and I'm in massive, massive action. And my focus, 85% of my focus has been on recruiting. So I failed pretty miserably in the first few months, and I did because I realized that my follow-up was horrible. It was horrible. I wasn't following up with a clear plan every single time. So one of the things that I realized that I needed to do was replace my to-do list with a results list. So you write that down, replace your to-do list with a results list. And how I thought about this was, I read somewhere that women in general have 199 things on their to-do list. And so we spend our time doing what's easy on our list so that we feel like we've had a sense of accomplishment, but that's not what's going to get us where we want to go. So replace it with your results list. I had to reevaluate, and this one was a big one, my efficiency. Am I efficient? And what I uncovered was my follow-up was terrible. I was not following up quickly. So I had to really understand what the right result was and have a clear mile marker for that. I also noticed that my environment was not productive. So I realized that I wasn't always productive sitting at my desk at home working. So I realized for me, getting in motion, getting in my car, making some calls, having a list of doing, that just was something that really helped me. Also figuring out what was distracting me. What was distracting me from working in my cold market? What was distracting me from talking to people in my warm market? What was distracting me? What was preventing me from doing that? Well, for me, it was a little bit of fear, or what do I say? How do I get started? So I just realized I just need to start up a lot of conversations, at least 100 new. The result complete and total mode, recruiting mode, following up mode, moving in this and being effective. I noticed that what was distracting me was the constant pinging of my text messages. I put my phone on do not disturb, right? I sometimes have to shut off my Wi-Fi and or shut off my computer so that it's not distracting me. I also noticed that I had to change up my environment. You know, I would go sit in a Starbucks because I felt the energy of other people that were working their businesses and doing their thing, and they were on their computers, and there was a different specific energy that was there. So I've really focused on everything that I've needed to do to think better, bigger, move faster, reinvent, rebuild, reinforce, massive action, massive action, massive action, do it again, do it again. And you guys might think this is sounding like a broken record. It is the record that I've been playing in my head. So I wasn't doing very good toward the beginning of the year. I would maybe be able to recruit one. My goal was, used to be my old goal before it was 10 and 30 days, was at least 3 a month, right? Well, I would get maybe 1, or I would get maybe 2. And maybe not get them started right? Or how many of you have recruited one and you think they're going to go and they don't? More the reason to recruit 10, because it's a numbers game. We all know some will, some won't. So what? Someone else is waiting. The need here is tremendous. That's something I've uncovered. The need here is mind blowing. And I'll give you some of those stories in a second. So, so that's kind of the process of getting it started. What I realized was to do 30 in a month period from the 1st to the 31st was close to impossible, right? For me, it wasn't that it couldn't be done. It was just too specific of a time frame. So what I did was I gave myself leniency. So I said, for example, and I'll use the example of the last 9. So I recruited a woman named Janet, let's just say, on the 30th of October. Well, if I recruited Janet on the 30th of October, I would go, okay, Janet's number 1. From the 30th of till the 30th of November, I got to get 9 more. So if I recruited somebody on the 5th, I'd go, okay, till the 5th of next month. That was the game I played with myself. It didn't have to be from the 1st to the 31st. It was just constantly a rolling calendar month. And I watched myself get better. And I watched myself get better. I would get 2 in a month. And then I'd be like, oh man, okay, so I got, I've got 16 days to get the other, to get the other 8, you know, so that would give me, that would keep me fueled and excited instead of feeling the failure of not getting them in day 1 through 31. So that was part of what I've done too. So a couple of principles that are super important in this. Number 1, you're either growing or declining. We've heard that the very first time I heard that, you guys, and the reports make this even more obvious. You know, inside with your personal development and your personal self, you're either growing or declining. Your team, it's either growing or declining. You know, your relationships, they're either growing or declining. Everything around you is. I fought this one so hard because I did not want to believe it. But every time I come back to this, every time I remind myself, it's powerful. Another principle, your team's energy is a direct result of your energy. And one of the things I've learned is, as I've been doing this, as I've been saying this, as I've been working on it, as I've been keeping myself incredibly busy, keep filling my funnel with the Class A prospects, my team is starting to call and say, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Or when they call me, I'm so fired up that the energy is infectious. I know that I know that I know that I know that I can talk until I'm blue in the face. But unless I do, there is a complete different energy between doing and saying, right? There's a complete different energy. How many of you know that your team has absolutely no idea what you're doing at any given time? They don't. My team doesn't know what I'm doing at any given time, but the energy is there, whether we like it or not. The energy of what you're doing is there, and it's all over your team, whether you like it or not. And if you study this kind of stuff, as I've studied it, it is absolute 100% fact that your energy when you leave a room is still in it. Your energy when you still leave a phone call, it's still in it. And subconsciously, everybody around you knows if you're recruiting or you're not recruiting. So the effectiveness is super important of what you're doing. The number one most important thing is decide. For me, it was a decision. I am deciding that this is what I'm going to do. It doesn't matter who comes with me. It doesn't matter who knows what I'm doing. What matters is I know what I'm doing and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it until I master it. And once I master it, now that I'm starting to master it, you guys, it's crazy. Like I can't stop. It's addicting. And here's the biggest key to all of it. When you're talking to somebody on Facebook, when you're talking to somebody on your warm market, when you're caring and connecting, you're learning to become a master asker. Because if you become a master asker and you ask all the right questions, they will tell you everything that you need to know about how to recruit them. And what I'm learning to uncover is the pain point. That is the biggest thing that I'm working on and learning and getting better every single day at uncovering is the pain point. You know, I mean, I have just on my desk stacks of these cards. I mean, Pat, she's 72 years old. She's a hairstylist. She's only working 1 day a week and she's drawing on her Social Security, but it's not enough. And she needs more than what she's making. She's tired. Her biggest why is she wants to spend time with her grandkids. And when I talk to her, because we've developed enough of a relationship, I can talk to her in the most powerful way. And I in my head, I'm saying, take no prisoners, because literally I am talking in a way to Pat. I'm saying, Pat, look, you don't have any more time to waste. You want to spend time with your grandkids. Every day that goes by that you stand on your feet once a week and you've got all this other time during the week to do something else, every day that goes by is a precious moment that you're worried about money and you're not spending time with your grandkids. Let's get you started today so I can become passionate about their why, passionate about their pain point, because you know what? I know I have a solution. I know that I know that I know that I have a solution for Pat and every other one on here. Shelly, she's in her 50s. She's got 5 kids. 3 of them are in their 30s. She had a set of twins that are now 5 years old. They need a new house. She really wants to do something to really help support the family. They want to buy a house. They've got 2 little kids now. They've got to send to college. She's at home. Part of her why is she's bored. I speak to that. I don't speak to, oh my gosh, you'd be so good at this. Oh my gosh, we'd have so much fun together. There is a time for saying those words, but when you speak with passion to somebody's why, and if you learn to uncover that why, you will absolutely 100% change and shift your recruiting outcome, your closing ratio in the recruiting outcome. But none of it will happen without all out massive action, thinking bigger, moving faster. You guys move faster. It's not just talking to 1 person a week or 2 people a week. We're big people, guys. We're leaders. We know how to do this. Talk to a lot more people. Get a whole bunch of conversations started. Starting the conversation now is going to net you a ton of outcome later, but you got to do it now, and you've got to do it every single day, because principle number 3 is it's a numbers game. I hated hearing that. Oh, it's a numbers game, whatever. It is. That's the reality. But the numbers of people who need something, it's mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. Every day, I'm a God's girl. It starts like this. God, I don't know what you have for me, but you do. Bring me the people who are looking for what it is that we have here at Neora. I'll be careful to care for them. I'll be careful to shepherd them. I'll go to the mat to help them change their life, and I'll be most careful to give you all the glory. And every day it starts that way. And you know what? In the beginning of this year, I had no idea where the people were going to come from, because I was at locomotive standstill. Now I'm in momentum. Now I can't even stop doing what I'm doing because it's so much fun and I recognize the need. So let me just, in closing, give you 10 quick things that are super important. Number one, the most important thing, the most important thing is collaboration with your own mind. Set out to become laser focused and generating your own personal energy in recruiting. So collaboration with your own mind, get laser focused, and set out to boost your own personal energy in recruiting. Number two, do not be tied to the outcome. Who cares? You know, I don't really care if you say yes or no. I am going to give you the opportunity to change your life. I am going to go to the mat and help you do whatever it is that you want to do. But if you don't want it, that's okay. Number three, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and vice versa. I used to think that was the silliest thing I ever heard, until I realized it doesn't matter. What matters is that I do it, because otherwise I'm going to get in fear and overthink it. And I'm going to think, oh, I don't know what to say to her. I don't know what to do to her. You know what? Don't worry about it. Just begin the conversation. Number four, be authentic, be prepared, be confident. I know that if I sit down with you over a cup of coffee and you have a need, I know that I have something that can fill that need financially. I know I do. Number five, lead with the business, for crying out loud. Lead with the business. Lead with the business. Default to the products. Listen, I lead 100% with the business. I love being able to say to somebody, when someone says to me, when someone on my team needs help and they say, you know what, I'm really good at getting customers, but I'm not that good at getting brand partners. We have a solution for helping our team with that, guys. Just let them know that, put in your verbiage, add to your verbiage when you're recruiting customers, just add that little other piece in it. Hey, the best product we have, the best product we have is the business. That's what really enables me to get my products for free and stay home with my kids, or whatever your story is. Use your story. Okay. Number six, ask the best questions. Learn how to ask questions. Listen for the pain points, right? A stay-home mom, her pain point might be she needs grow-up time. She needs money. She wants to contribute to the household. She misses having her own identity. A stay-home mom, it might be she needs, you know, something, a socially collaborative business. Maybe she wants to be around other women that are doing something fun and have energy. And maybe she's sick of talking baby talk. Maybe it's an attorney and a mom. She's tired of the impossible schedule. She's tired of not seeing her kids. He or she, whatever, he too, right, wants to escape from the corporate grind. Let's just say, you know, maybe wants more flexibility in the schedule. Listen for it. Ask the right questions. Direct them where you want to go. So that's a big one. If you find yourself convincing, stop it. It just means you're not asking the right questions. Get better. Keep doing it. The more you do it, the better you're going to get. Lead with what's in it for them, because as soon as you uncover that pain point, everybody's favorite radio station is WIIFM. Lead with what's in it for them. Be natural. Tell the stories. Tell the stories. People don't care how much, what you know or what you're doing, as much as they care why you're doing it. Lead with your story. Lead with the stories of others. So number 9, work from appointment to appointment and narrow in your follow-up. you guys no more than 24 to 48 hours. Before I go to bed, everybody that I've touched that I'm working on, all my Class A prospects, which now I probably have somewhere between 25 and 30 Class A prospects, all who are interested in making money, are in somewhere in the process of seeing information and are thinking about it, right? I have a couple, I probably have 3 or 4 really close, like ready this month. So that 9 in the next 34 days is gonna, is gonna stay, right? Because as my days of the month shift, so do the amount of recruits shift. So you guys, the follow-up is key. It's got to be 24 to 48 hours. I don't care how you touch them. Think of a way. Send a before and after picture. Oh my gosh, another one. You can't think of anything else, right? That's really important. Some of the follow-ups are not sending any information at all. Some of them are just, I have notes and notes and notes on everybody. So some of them might just be, hey, I know you were at a memorial yesterday. Just wanted you to know I was wrapping you in really positive thoughts and hope today is a better day. That's it. That's it. Touch them. Keep touching them. Be that person that shifts their energy too. Number 10, don't end any of this. If they're not interested in the business, don't end without a product sale, okay? What are you skin are you not in love with? Because my philosophy here is if you don't want the business, I already know you want the products. You've seen videos, you know what, you've seen pictures, you've been on a 3-way call, you know what's happening here. Doesn't matter if you don't want that now, become a customer because I am gonna get you as a brand partner later. It's just a matter of time. And then 11, ask for referrals. Who do you know that would love to have better skin? When I ask for referrals, that's twofold because the referral asking has to do with opening their mind to who they know because we've got solutions for their friends too. So they're subconsciously making a list of who they know. But I also want referrals because if I can't get them, I want to get into their list. So really quickly, something that I've been doing with the new people that's really shifted a lot is my philosophy was how can I get them 3 or 3 qualified on the game plan call? So what I do with a brand new person, I've been asking them to make a list. So this list thing is ominous if you say make a list of 100 people. So I'm more specific. I say, let's make a list of 10 people who would support you no matter what. Let's make a list of the 10 people who would love the products. And or let's make a list of 10 people who could relate to why you want and why you need to do this business. Because that narrows it down specifically for what I want to do on the game plan call. And what I'm kind of going through right now, I want to give Leslie Hawker a shout out and some credit for this because she and I both had a similar epiphany about this and we thought, what if we could? So we both sort of worked on this as a collaborative thing together. But so basically, all I want them to do once they get signed up into the business is make those 3 lists, make 2 of those lists. I don't care, whatever I can get them to do is awesome. Definitely who would support you no matter what. That one's not negotiable because everybody has people that will support them. On the game plan call, there's a few things that I do. I want to make sure that they know about the Fast Start money and all the money that's on the table in those first 30 days. That's number 1. I want to make sure that they want to run for that money too. Once they do and I have their buy-in, then I say, all right, let's get started. Let's talk about who's on your list. We talk about the people who would support them no matter what, and I get them texting. I get them texting those people because how many of you know the first people that you get in this business or somebody goes to, a new person goes to, are the very people that are going to kill their dream. So I want to be there before those people kill their dream, and I want to get those people to support them. So how we do that is we just send out a text, and the text says something like, hey mom, or hey cousin, or whatever it is. I finally found a way to, in that little space, we're going to repeat their why are they doing this business. I finally found a way to start saving for my daughter's college education, or I finally found some way to make some extra money and take the pressure off my husband, or I finally found a way to whatever it is. I finally found a way to pay off some of my debt, and I'm really excited about it. If I sent you a video, and I can put this up in so you guys can see it somewhere. If I sent you a video, would you take a, if I sent you a video, would you take a look pick out a couple of products, and support me on my journey to helping my husband take some pressure off my husband. I stay with them and I get them to text that out to 10 people. I stay with them on the game plan call until they begin to get the people responding back so that I can help them with exactly what to say. The goal here is to get people just to support them, buying one product, even if, would you order a product just for 1 month, just one time, and support me. So we're using some of these kinds of words. We're getting through this war market that could really hurt them. We're getting these people to become their first preferred customers. And every single thing I'm doing, by the way, I'm tracking so that I know how effective it is in order to be able to teach it and train it to other people. So in the 9 people within the last 32 days that I've recruited into the business, 3 have not done their game plans yet. 6 have done their game plans. Of the 6, 5 or 3 are free qualified. So it actually is really, really working. Getting that out of the way while we're on the phone, getting them to get those people as their first customers, getting those out of the way first, and the positivity and the excitement to do their party goes way, way up. They're inviting better. They're more excited about it because they've had some things happen. So that was a whole lot, you guys, I know, on one call, but I just really want to give a big, huge shout out to you guys for being here, for doing the do, for being aligned with me and being such great supporters of me. I have so many great friends here, but most of all, I want to challenge all of you guys, every single one of you. Take the challenge. Let's bring in the class of 2020. Let's get brand new people started. Let's raise our energy and raise the energy of our entire teams. And I'm going to stop talking and send it right on over to you, Jeff.